Hello, everyone. Welcome back to A Wandering Palette. For this study today, we're working on a mini landscape, a stream, a mountain, and a whole lot of tiny tree decisions. We're going to start in the background and slowly work forward because with landscapes, distance, light, and shadows are what make everything start to feel like it belongs. To start this landscape study, I quickly sketch out the basic structure of the scene using the reference photo as a guide. I'm not trying to perfectly recreate the photograph, I'm just mapping out where I want the mountain, the stream, and the trees to sit inside the painting. Before I actually start painting, I prep a range of colors, different blues, greens, yellows, and some white. So everything is ready to go before the painting even starts. One thing I've learned with landscape painting is usually easiest to work from background forward. Things furthest away from us are almost always lighter in tone and softer in detail. So I start with the sky first and then move into the mountain in the distance. When you look at mountains in the distance, shadows tend to fall into a cooler blue gray tone because of atmospheric perspective. You see it in photographs, you see it in paintings, and visually you see it, but most of the time you don't notice. Especially in the morning light, shadows are rarely pure black. They usually have a cooler blue cast to them. That's also why photographers and filmmakers love golden hour. When the light gets warmer, everything changes color and temperature. This study is a part of the monthly art club I offer through Patreon. If you're interested in joining, I'll leave the link below. Each month, members receive a mini art lesson that includes a reference artwork, a watercolor practice card with one guided side and one blank side to create your own version, a personal letter, and early access to the full lesson before it's released publicly on YouTube. The goal is to build skills through small studies, starting simple and slowly working into larger pieces over time. Once the sky and the mountain are in place, I start building the trees in the distance. For these, I'm using quick brush strokes instead of smooth lines so the trees feel textured and uneven. Since these are further away, I'm not worried about painting individual leaves or details, just really creating the suggestion of trees. After that, I began painting the stream running through the center of the piece. The stream helps establish the perspective of the landscape and guides the eye through the painting. When painting water, most of the time it reflects the sky. So I use light blues, grays, and white while adding darker tones along the edges where a shadow would naturally fall. From there, I move into the foreground and begin layering greens, yellows, darker shadows, and highlights to build the grass, bushes, and trees. Normally, when I paint landscapes, I usually work in chunks of color, building one section at a time and slowly layering tones over each other to create depth. Most of the time when creating pine trees, I start at the top because it's the narrowest part and work downward, letting the branches gradually widen as the tree grows. One thing to remember is that trees grow upward towards the light, so even though the lower branches may droop slightly, most of the structure of the tree points upward. Once you have the trees blocked in, you'll want to go back and add highlights where the sunlight would hit them and darker tones where the shadows would naturally fall. That contrast between light and shadow is what gives your painting depth and makes it feel more three-dimensional. finish off the piece, I lightly add snow to the top of the distant mountain using a soft white gray tone. It's a small detail, but it helps separate the mountain from the sky and gives the landscape a little more atmosphere. I am not a hyper realistic painter. I don't try to perfectly copy a photo. Most of the time, I use the reference as a guide and then build the painting intuitively, focusing on light, shadow, color, and depth more than exact detail. And for me, that's really what landscape painting is about. Learning how to observe where light hits, where shadows fall, and how atmosphere changes the color and shapes of the things around us. You'll start noticing and seeing that naturally, and that's going to allow the painting process to become a whole lot less intimidating. Well, that's it for this landscape study, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. But if you have any subject ideas that you would like to learn about, please let me know in the comments. I will be happy to figure it out myself.